Drama like this doesn't happen very often, and I'm going to have to be a little bit careful with how I say this, and you'll see why later. If you weren't aware, when you join the program that gives you all the sort of free in-game items that help you make videos, there's also a Discord that you can join for Gaijin, and it's a pretty normal Discord to be fair, and then there's just a feedback channel where people can give feedback directly to Gaijin via one of the community managers. Realistically, the only major rule is don't take screenshots and post them publicly without asking permission first. Now, your boy is not about to leak some more screenshots, but with the stuff that was posted publicly, there's just enough context to let you figure out what's going on. You definitely know who the Scottish Koala is. He's one of the biggest War Thunder creators out there. And he also has a second channel called the Armour Cast that is less about War Thunder and more about real life armoured vehicles. So Koala posted on his public Discord a screenshot from the feedback channel of a Gaijin staff member making a joke of those kind of players who only play to get kills and only play to stat pad their player card. Now, obviously he's a massive creator, so there's a bunch of people on his Discord server, so it was only a matter of time until he got called out for leaking screenshots. And then just a few hours ago today, there was a big update when he posted on his Twitter and his Discord a big long explanation about him cutting ties with Gaijin and that his decal link will no longer be valid. And he brings up a good point about how there's a massive financial incentive to continue promoting the decal link because these things make a decent chunk of change. For me, if I haven't uploaded for 2 months, the amount of revenue generated by the Gaijin affiliate link will match or even exceed the amount of money I'm earning from adverts from Google Ads. I think we can take this opportunity to all take a healthy reminder to not just trust every single word that comes from any content creator, myself or anyone else. Sometimes we get things wrong, sometimes we make mistakes, sometimes you upload a video and a day later a patch note comes out that completely invalidates what you were saying. If you look at the early videos on the Zoltan channel, you'll see an F104 video from when the Starfighters update came out, and I really tried to make that video in a way that the information would remain valid. And I don't even think it lasted 3 days before there was a problem with the information I was giving because Gaijin had put out an update. Back to what Koala was saying, one of the major things he talks about is how feedback is handled by Gaijin, specifically on the Discord. There's a lot to unpack from his Twitter post, and I don't really have an opinion on most of it, to be honest. But I did think it'd be fun if we went through some of the feedback that I've personally given to Gaijin, because you are allowed to post stuff from this Discord as long as you have permission. And seeing as it's my own posts, so we should be good to go. 2018, I told them to add the skink to the game, and it only took 4 years, but they did technically listen to me, so you've got me to thank for the skink being in the game now, basically. I then reported a bug where a 9.3 AI was able to spawn into a 9.0 squadron match. I then tried to get them to change the rewards for World War mode so that I could receive a coupon for the tank instead of a boat, just because I figured that the tank coupon would sell for more than the boat coupon, and it seemed a bit dumb that the higher you ranked, the kind of worse reward you got. I then told them to give us a purchase all modifications button because when we're on the dev server, the amount of clicking I have to do to spade a vehicle is unbelievable, and Gaijin should honestly buy me a new mouse. Then there was the Macabre 3D crafting event, and I said it was a bit of a stinker, got ratioed by oddballs. Then I was like, can we change bomb fuse and gun convergence for specific vehicles so I don't have to change it every single time I play a different plane? Then I told them to add the universal gun carrier with a 2-pounder gun because I think it's a really cool vehicle. On this next one, I'm definitely taking credit for this big change. When they first added squadron marks, it didn't have your name next to it, so it was really confusing who was marking where. And I was like, maybe have different colours for different marks. Gaijin actually went with a better system where it was the username of the player who actually marked. But I feel I contributed something here. Then I told them to add Yugoslavia to the game. Then I posted about some random UI bug and a pretty silly rank 3 requirement for a hydroplane challenge. Then I was like, add the D point. Then I took far too many words to say, please make it so that when people mark on the map on ground, you can see it in air. And this is in the game now, so basically, you know, massively improved the game yet again. Then when they added the Ever Stuck to the game for April Fools, I said, why don't you add it to the actual Suez Canal that we have in game? And then I was like, yo, what happened to the air map Norway? Then I made a cheeky little bug report about the AS-30's missile controls being completely upside down, and this is actually now fixed. And then again, I'm complaining about clicking and I want an auto accept all squad applications button. And then for some reason, like, I wanted the reported range from laser rangefinders become more accurate if you did it more than once, as if that was ever a problem. Then I was complaining about not being able to put a monster truck tire on my ASU 57. Then I wanted tooltips for how titles are unlocked in game, and this is in game now, so brilliant. Then I said with more words than last time that they should add the skink. Then I demanded they change the collision model of the car chi so I could put a hat on top of it. My next request was to have the real-time green screen available at all times and not only limited to Ansel. This used to be a feature and it seems the developers have manually disabled it and I don't know why. The amount of potential this has for replay filmmaking is huge, and it's honestly devastating that it is not in the game right now. I told them to make the Type 93 missiles less terrible. Then I wanted Gaijin to allow me to save more replay files before being automatically deleted. Next, I wanted a Gaijin employee to do an Ask Me Anything on some balance changes that presumably I didn't agree with. I asked them to make a version of the Warbond crates where you could pick which reward you got out of it instead of it being completely random, and then maybe make it more expensive. And yet again, I don't want to click too much, so I've told them to add a slider to mass buy battle pass levels. And then I wanted to see a nuke go off in a custom user mission, but for some reason this was disabled. Fortunately though, Averick has just put up a great tutorial on how to make this work, so in a roundabout way this one's solved. I then again complained about having a specific bomb fuse for individual vehicles. Then I wanted blocked chat messages in the game to actually be blocked instead of just having a blocked message. And then I wanted to be able to use a prop at high battle ratings without having to fly for a super long distance. Then yet again I'm complaining about having to click, and I want an automatic way to give squadron members in your Discord a special role. Then after that I wanted Israeli vehicles to be playable in squadron battles. I asked for the Kilroy was here decal to make a return, and not too long after this it did actually show back up as part of an event. I asked that those of us who voted for the old system where you got more RP for wins were able to keep that old system if we voted for it. I requested a change to where artillery could be more accurate in an area around a scouted enemy to encourage teamwork. I was upset at the nerf to the best squad wager. Back when PvP helicopter battles were actually a thing, I requested a differentiation between the top tier helicopters and the lower battle rating ones. Then yet again I'm complaining about clicking, and I want bigger squadrons for content creators and big communities. I used to leave the War Thunder hangar in the background because there was really chill chirping birds and stuff, but they added some jets to the hangar, so it's a bit less chill. Now there's a noise every 5 seconds as a big 15 flies overhead. And then I asked for friendly radar IA to not trigger RWR because every time I take off it's like beep 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 beep. Then I requested more accurate control over the fuel consumption of our afterburning aircraft. Then I requested a sound effect for a successful scout. I requested a way to have a stream alert pop up every time someone bought a decal. Requested a reduce in the time before the 1v1 battle started. Then I wanted other people to stop ruining people's boosters by bringing troll squads to top tier ARB. That was sort of it really. There was a few I didn't include in here because it would have required me giving context from other people's screenshots, and obviously I don't want to post anything that's not my own. Personally, I don't give too much feedback anymore these days because I'll take a break from the game for 2 or 3 weeks at a time, and then it's kind of like I'm not really up to date with the nuance of the latest disaster that is War Thunder. Because of this Discord, I've been able to talk to so many amazing people, and I think it's a big reason why the content creator community for War Thunder is sort of so tight-knit and just like straight vibes all the time. And while you might have noticed that some of my suggestions are a little bit less to do with gameplay and more just small quality of life changes, there's some great suggestions being posted every single day by some people who know a lot more about the game than I ever will.